Okay, so we just got this paragraph pretty perfect. We're going to move on and kind of finish putting in the text boxes pretty quickly. I'm going to try to stop talking quite as much because I know that the videos have gotten very long and I'm not an expert at this yet. Okay, just looking at the line breaks. The, that, our, oh, dance. Okay, so we want to move to the next line. Select this whole line. I kind of double click to select the line. Option, arrow keys, just pop to the next line. Select all this, option, pop the to the next line. Now, interestingly enough, because 2's already had its own tracking coming from this line, this is going to be blank. I can try to put in 20. 20 is 25 is not going to do it. I think 30 is going to do it, so we're not going to need 40. Really, like I said, you want it to stay to plus minus 20 to keep it optically invisible. Everything else is a little bit stretching it, but you can get away with it for this project, for this assignment. Okay, the pops in another line, R, to act. Now here's something else. We're bringing act up, so we're going to track tighter this time. So we're at minus 20. Rotates, insects, begins. In, in, okay, the stays, the goes to the next line. And again, this is going to be a little too tracked out for what you optimally want, but we're going to go with it just as a time-saving device. And and goes on to the next line, and everything falls into place. Now this is going to be important where this ends because you're going to have to align this text with the bottom of that line. It's a good time to save and go on to the next boxes. This looks a little close to me here, this line and this box. I'm just going to check very quickly. Oh, that's, oh, this has not moved down yet because of the other boxes we're putting in. So on to the next boxes. Okay. All right, this picture box is going to be round. It's a little bit of a different text wrap, so I'm going to shift, drag to create the constraints of the box. I'm going to put in all these parameters here. 6.72 for 4.52, and height and width is 1 and 1. And now it says text wrap object. Okay, so here text wraps around the bounding box, which means that it's going to text the box that contains the circle. It's going to wrap around that. This is wraparound object shape, which is what we want. We want it to go softly in around the circle to create basically a round wrap, text wrap. And we want to put in the offset as 0.0417. With a circle with object text wrap, you only get one option, 0.0417. You guys can also look up text wrap of many kinds in the help files, and it pushes the text out of the way. Now we go to our original to kind of see. Looks pretty good. I know we're going to want AM to come up, so we're going to check all the line breaks. Gaudi year, Gaudi through fel 10, out for the, and here the should come up. Text tool, the, have, voice comes up, the, and AM comes up. All using tracking. I'm just using option arrow keys on my keyboard. That looks really good. Now the last paragraph, we only have one text box left, or one picture box left. Sorry, I keep calling them text boxes. I'm gonna save here. Oh no, sorry, wrong document. I'm gonna save this one. This was gonna ask me to download over here. All right, so going back to my markup, picture box. Rectangle tool. I'm just going to throw it in anywhere. I don't really care. I'm just going to do it by the numbers here. So it says 5.39, 6.7, and it is 0.75, and it is 1.36. Okay. And obviously it's overlapping the text, so it needs a text strap to the bounding box 0.039 except bottom. So let's see what that means. So here's your text strap, 0.0139. Now, seems to be okay. I actually think this is probably there's a slightly better way to handle this about this offset. So we're gonna kind of ignore this 0.039 directive here and just go for optical alignment, which is really what you want to do most of the time. Anyway, nobody's going to get as nitpicky as this with you when you're doing layout, unless you know that they are getting that nitpicky, in which case you really need to honor that. Okay, so I think maybe when I first created this document, I asked to not have the offset on the bottom here because it was pushing this line out of the way. I'm just going to unlink this and work with different offsets here instead of one. So on the bottom, if the offset was bigger, it would push the bottom line out of the way, and I think that's probably what was happening. So I asked for no offset there, but in this case, it's not actually doing anything bad, so we could probably keep it or make it 0. It's not really going to matter because we don't need an offset on the bottom since it's aligned to the baseline, and so it creates this space here automatically. But on the right here, I'm not really happy with how close it is to the text. So if I unlink this and I just give it a little bit more offset on the right, it just looks a lot better to me. And the other thing I'm going to check is just check the alignment of X height and baseline by pulling out my guides. It's not a lot off, but it's enough off that it was bothering me. And if it was really sitting on the baseline, I bet that 0.0139 maybe was a problem. Let me check. Aha, that's why. It was not quite in the right place. So you do need a 0 here. You do need a little bit more offset on the right. And now your box will sit really, really well. Okay, so all that's left now is the line breaks. Go to the final and fix the line breaks by using tracking. Victory goes on the next line. Grammy, Clemente at elements. Off goes on the next line. Folk own goes on the next line. Now that's going to be a little tricky because that really opens up, it opens up to 60, and I don't like that. So maybe I can go to 50, or maybe I can actually leave it as is. But this may be a case where I just, you know, if somebody was insisting that it had to be this way, I'm just undoing all that. I maybe just would open it up a little bit and then shift return, create a line break to push it to the next line. Since I'm not running text in a way that I wouldn't notice if there was a problem with the text change, I might just go with this in this situation rather than have the text very, very, very open and not have it look good. Clemente with vitality and can pop in the next line. You can kind of tell which will really pop easily and which won't. Debut should go over pretty easily. Has is not going to go that easily, I don't think, but I'll just open it up to 60. In this case, it doesn't look so bad. Copies Fiona at, and here's the thing, 11 a.m. needs to sit right here with Saturday, so you really do want to get to this point with the text line breaks. And now this looks very nice, and this will come in and sit just in the right place. So I'm going to save it right here. Oops, save it right here. I'm going to stop the video right here, and the next thing we're going to do is put in the headline text, and then we'll be done.